Hello everyone, good day and welcome to SE Tech. This video is it's a walkthrough of the workflow I posted last week. I'm going to show you guys how you can connect the different components to the make.com. We have three components that we are using in our basic workflow. That's the Airtable, the Gmail, and then the Slack. So before we can get the response from a lead, we have to create a form and the lead will fill the form. So we use Tally. Tally is a simpler way where we can create a form and get it instantly. So you go to tally.so. Tally.so is where you can get the forms. You can either log in or sign up as a new user if you don't have an account yet. I already have one, so I just go to the login and I'll click on edit to show you guys how you can be able to create a form. I have fields already here, the first name, last name, email, phone. Another thing, if you want to add a new field, you can go to the add button at the bottom here, then choose the type you want. Maybe you want to add a drop down, then say what is your company size? So what is your company size, right? Then add maybe 100 and then maybe 1,000 people. So you can also customize different things like the background, like the background color of the form, maybe to red or something else, right? And change the text, change the button background, other things, but I'll leave them all as it is. When you're done, you can now publish the form and get a URL automatically for the form. So I'll go back to the home page and I'll go and click on the URL here. So copy the link, I go and paste it over here. Then I get the form I need. So that's the form. This is the form that the leads will see and fill. When they fill it, you know how to update it somewhere to have it as a storage. But how do you do it? We can use Airtable. Airtable is a simpler way of storing data in an Excel format, but more powerful, where you can have multiple fields and do multiple operations upon it. So you have to integrate the Airtable with the tally. So you go to our form pack, right? So you go to our Airtable first. The Airtable is where you can create a table. So you can go to the Airtable. I already have one. I'll create a new one to show you guys how we can create a table. So you have something called a base. The base is like the database in Airtable. You can create a base. So I'll open this one. You can go to the pack here and click on create base. So create base. Then click on build up on your own. But you can go to I'll go to the existing one, right, and show you guys how you can create a table, the columns. So we have columns here, name, notes, assignee, status, attachments, another one. So every field, every column has the field and the name. So let's say you want to add a phone number field. Search for the phone number, and the field is called maybe phone, right? Then click on create field. You can also create maybe a drop down, a multiple select, right? Then it's maybe options. So you can add the options, maybe yes, and then no. Then you can put this over here. So create field options. Then you choose either yes or no. Right, so it'll be yes. But there's one field that's called the AI field where we can use the Airtable's AI called Omni to create an AI field for us, which I will show you guys in the other one because I have my trials almost finished, so I cannot use the AI feature again. But I have one I did already, which I'll show you guys very soon. So I have one called lead base, where in my chat I made the AI create a AI field for us. So I call it create an AI field called qualification that sets the lead as qualified or not qualified based on whether the amount or budget is greater than 10,000 cedis or dollars, right? So this one created a field here called the qualification. And you open it, you see that it has more things. It has an AI model, an instruction to make sure it gives us the specific output that we need. And that's how we can use the AI to create an AI field for us. There's also one here that creates a message field that describes the least information in a quick conversational way in a message intended to be sent to the relevant sales rep or the marketing team. So this also created a message field here with the custom instructions and then the model and the settings that we need to use. So when you're done with this one, now to now integrate this form into Tally. So you go to our form here, click on um our our form, go to integrations. This part is to connect us to multiple different connect services. So I'll connect to the Airtable here. Then I go to Airtable. Then I go to what? Give the connection a name, right? Then I can connect a new account or just reconnect an old one. So I'll reconnect to use the demo base. I'll show you guys very soon. So you go to this one. Then you go to add a base where you select the base called demo base. Then you click on grant access. This one will let us select our base and our table. So we select a base called demo base. Our table is called demo table. I didn't show you guys, but it's called demo table. Then you can map the fields in the form to the fields on the demo on the Airtable. So you have a first name, map it to maybe the name, the phone number. You can add maybe the needs to maybe the notes, right? Then you can click on connect to the Airtable. This one will automatically connect it, and you will get that nice green the nice green button here that shows us that we have connected successfully over here. So you get this nice green thing that is connected to that specific resource or service. So this one, we now have to go, and when you're done with this one, you can now go and connect our next one. So our next one is the Gmail. This is a bit more involving, but I'll show you guys how it's done. So the email, we need two things. We need to get a secret, and we need to get an ID. So we go to I'll create a new one for purpose of the demo. So I'll go to here, look for Gmail, send an email, right? Then I go to add a connection. So I add a connection, I name it maybe sorry, demo email one. Then I click on the advanced settings, right? This way I will need the ID and secret. So you go to Google Cloud. Google Cloud is where you can get the ID and the secrets. So you go to googlecloud.com, console.cloud.google.com. You have to sign in or create an account if you don't have one. Then we go to the part called, you go to a part called API and services. Enable the API and services. Then you have to enable the Gmail API from Google. So you have something called the Gmail API. So Gmail API is able to allow us to do a send email or do other email related activities. So Gmail API over here, then we enable the API. Once it's enabled, we can now do our work. So we go to all concern screen where we now set up the whole thing for the service. You start with the data access where you have to now allow scope. What do you want the API to do? So you already have selected one for you. So you can select these ones. Then you go to Gmail API over here. You set for Gmail API, right? Then you can select the ones you need. Manage drafts, fill your messages, add emails to your Gmail box, view your email messages, and see, edit, and create emails. Then you can go and click on the updates. Yes, so you have our updated ones over here. So you can scroll over here and look at the ones that maybe you didn't add later. Then click on the save. Now save, we now go to the branding. That's where we do the settings for the domains that we need to use on the site. So we name it make just for purpose of easy reference. Then we add two domains, make.com and integromat.com. These two are the same. Integromat.com is now evolved to become make.com, but because of backward compatibility, we are using the two of them. Then we click on save, which is already done. So let me just do this and see. So it's already saved for us. Okay. Then we go to audience. Even if you don't have it, you have to enter it like yourself. So make.com or integromat, integromat.com. That's how we do it. Then we now go to the audience where we add the users, the user that we want to use to test or use for the make.com. We go here and add user. I'll enter my email I want to use. Okay, click on save. So this one is now will now save the test user for us. Then we go back to the client where you actually do the final step. So the client is what we're going to use to get the ID and the secrets, right? So we need to get a redirect URL. Make.com is a web application, so we used web application over here. So web application, we name it make, right? Then we look for authorized redirect URIs. Then we paste the URI. So give me a second, guys. So the URI is called this. So this is the URI we need make.com has provided to be able to use for redirect when you're doing an authorization. So you can get it and then use it for your own. So I'll click on create over here, which now creates and gives us two things, our ID here and our secret. So we copy the two and place them where they need them to be. So here we need to put the ID side here. Here we need the other one here for the secret. So you can download this one and save it on your drive or cloud storage to have it later with the button called download JSON. But I'll leave it for now because I don't really need it that much. So I go back here and then I put them here and then you click on sign in with Google. Then you select the email that you use to create the test user. That's this one, right? Then you click on continue. Then click on continue. Then you select all. Then you can click on continue and then to automatically connect the database. Sorry, to connect the API to the make.com for us. So over here, this is time. Then can now have our email. Can now send our email to the user, subject, body, and the content we need to add. That's for connecting the email to the make.com. So now I'm going to also connect the Slack and see how it's done. So Slack, you go to Slack, then you choose send a message. So send a message. Then you now have to get a workspace. You don't have a workspace, you can't really connect to the Slack. You have to get a workspace and then some channels you need. So I already have some, but I'll show you how you can create a workspace. So go to slack.com. Slack.com, you go there, then you can click create a workspace. So it's called, I'll log in with Google to use that account to sign in later. So I choose this one, go to continue, click on create a workspace over here. You give the workspace a name, you name it demo 3 or something, any name you want to give it. So demo 3, right, then click on next. You don't add any other person for now, so you skip the step that asks you to get a user or add teammates. So I'll skip this step. Then I'll choose the limited free version. Then I go to new channel and create a channel here. I'll call it marketing. So I go to marketing. Okay, so marketing next. Create. I skip this one for now. So I have a workspace I can use to connect to my to my Slack on my make.com. So I go to make.com and I go to I'll create an additional, I'll add a channel. So it's a bot, so click on bot. Then you name it demo Slack, right? I click on save and I go and then log in with the account I used to create the workspace. So that's the linksforyou.com, right? So I'll choose the workspace. So I go back here and I choose the workspace called demo 3. So that's our workspace we created right now. You can see it. Then click on allow. Then it automatically gives us the channels we need. So you can click on the ID from the list. So we look for our channel name. We name it what? Marketing. So this way we can now send our email or send the message you want to send from our Airtable to the marketing team. They can take up with the call for the required lead. Okay, so I'll go through the workflow. I'll delete these two for now because we're done with the implementation. I'll delete this model, delete this one. Now I'll go through how the whole thing works. So you have Airtable watches for the key a field called created on. And when a new item is added to the form, then we can get that row, and then we look for a field called qualification. If it's equals qualified, then we continue. If not, we don't continue. We just end the workflow over there. Then you have a router. This router gives us two options to do. So we do one and two. I'll go through the first one for now, the top one. So we send the mail to the user who has filled the form, the lead, with the user email. This one's come from the Airtable. So you enter the user email, a custom subject line, a body, and the message. Then this will be sent with a specific what lead, right? Then we now update our table with a column. The column is called contacted on. We update it to with a value called now. This now is just a formatted form of this value called now, which updates that field or that column with the current time that we sent the specific email to the user with the ID automatically given. So you can now send that, update the table with that details. Then the second option, the Airtable has different keywords that we don't need. You just need a part called value that has the actual message from the Airtable. That's the parts where we had from here, the message over here. So this one is what you're looking for. So we go back here, then we use a text parser to get that part. Something called a regex. Regex is just an expression that gets specific details or specific parts of a string. So we want to get the value parts, and that will give us the response or the message that the AI gave us in the Airtable. Then we pass that message into our Slack channel. So we look for the Slack, then go to public channel, marketing, then we pass the message. This one is just a literal that gets the current or the first response that comes from the previous model. That's the parser. Then we now this one will send the message to the, the channel, and the relevant rep will take up the client with a call or a follow-up. So I'll show you a part where I got the messages. So over here first, you see that Slack gave us it gave us the states, the value, contacts and other things, but you just needed the part from here. So lead up to here. So we got that reject expression will give us this part alone. And the second option, when we did it, gave us just that answer, as you can see over here. So that's how the workflow is for the basic workflow and the lead qualifier. You can subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a comment if you have some comments you want to ask a clarification question. I'm hoping to help you guys working out with this workflow. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.